Welcome, welcome. Today is Thursday, April 8th. This video is for those people absent or just need some extra help. For self-start today, students are either finishing the assignment from yesterday, or if they are done, they are doing surface area of this one pyramid. So the first thing we're going to do with this pyramid is we're going to draw the faces. So the first thing I see is I see a square. The reason I know that it's a square is because both sides, the length and the width, both measure 16. So I'm going to draw that and label it 16 by 16. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on the sides. So if I look at it, all of the sides appear to be a triangle. So we need to draw, it looks like, a total of 4 triangles. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The base of the triangles, when I look at it, the bottom of it looks like it's 16. The height of those triangles is 17. So I'm going to put those dimensions on each one of my faces. Okay, so we're going to start area first of the square. So to find area of a square or rectangle, it's length times width. So we're going to do 16 times 16, which gives us an answer of 256. Down here for triangles, area of a triangle is length times height or base times height divided by 2. Don't forget to divide by 2. So I'm going to type in my calculator 16 times 17 divided by 2, which is 136. So each one of these is going to be 136. Now to find the surface area, we have to add up all of those faces together. So I've got 256, which is the square, plus 136, plus 136, plus 136, plus 136. So this plus this plus this plus this plus this. And that gives me an answer of 800 inches squared. For math jokes, where should you stand if you think your room is too cold? Well, you sit in the corner because it's always 90 degrees. Angles? Never mind. How about this one? What did the acorn say when it grew up? Geometry. Geometry, geometry. Okay, moving on. Just remember, tomorrow's the last day that I will take late work if you want it to appear on your parent-teacher conference report cards. That'll give me the weekend to finalize that section of it. So please, if you need to make up anything, get it done. If you're stuck at home and still are missing stuff, you can hop on Canvas and then share it with me through Google or email it. But we kind of want to take care of that tomorrow. So for today, we talked about the self-start. We're going to be covering area of polygons. So this first part is kind of a review from when we did these with volume back in October. So it's been quite a while. So we're going to do a review with those. Students are going to be doing feedback today. And after the feedback, we're going to take what we learned or what we remember about the area of a polygon, and we're going to find surface area of polygonal prisms and pyramids. So to solve a polygon, you have to do it one of two ways. Either you can break them up into triangles, find the area of one triangle and then times it by the number of triangles, or you can do perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So remember, perimeter is the number of sides times the side length. So then it would be number of sides times side length times apothem divided by 2. So I'll show you kind of what that means on these slides. So we've got our shape here. I can either break them up into triangles like this. There we go. And I can find the area of one of the triangles. So the base is 8. We're going to times it by the height of the triangle, which is 5.5. And we're going to remember to divide it by 2 because we're dealing with triangles. So I'm going to type in my calculator 8 times 5.5 divided by 2. And that's going to give me an answer of 22. So that means each one of these triangles has an area of 22. Now I have to multiply that 22 by the number of triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So when I type that in my calculator, I get an answer of 110 inches. The other way to do it is the way we taught you with volume, where you could do the number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, times the side length, which is 8. So the side lengths are all 8. Times the apothem. The apothem is the distance from the center to this outside, which is 5.5. And we divide it by 2. So then I can type in my calculator 5 times 8 times 5.5 divided by 2. And that gives me an answer of 110 as well. So notice that our answers are the same regardless of which way we choose to do it. So you get to decide which way works best for you. So we've got a shape that looks like this. So I'm going to go ahead and do it the new way. If you choose to do it the other way, just make sure that your answer matches mine. So I'm going to go ahead and do the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is 8 sides times the, that's supposed to be a times the length of one side, which is 6, times the apothem, which is 7.24. And we're going to divide it by 2. So I'm going to type in my calculator. 8 times 6 times 7.24 divided by 2. And that gives me an answer of 173.76 yards squared. So if you chose to do the triangle method, just make sure that your answer matches mine. So now what we're going to do is to figure out the surface area of a polygonal prism. We're going to do the exact same thing we've been practicing. We're going to break it apart and draw the faces. So the first thing is I've got this face right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do my best to draw it. Yes, I understand it's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. There you go. See, close enough. So we have to find that. But you also have to remember, with a prism, it's going to have 2 of those. So then I'm going to have to draw another one. And then I'm going to label my dimensions. So it looks like that the side length is going to be 9. And my apothem is going to be, so draw my apothem, it's going to be 7.79. Draw my apothem for this one, and that is 7.79. Okay, so now I have rectangles, it looks like. So I've got a rectangle there. So the question is, how many of those am I going to have to draw? Well, the thing to remember with these is if you can't see it, like if it's not see-through, then count the number of sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to have to draw 5 rectangles. Okay, to find area of a rectangle, it's just length times width. So that's going to be 9, which is that, times 10. That's going to be that for all of them. So 9 and 10. 10, 9 and 10, 9 and 10. By the way, that's supposed to be a 0. There we go. 9 and 10. So let's start figuring out our areas for each one of these faces. So we just learned with a polygonal prism that we can do the number of sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, times the side length, which is 9, times the apothem. Apothem is the distance from the center to the outside, which is 7.79. And don't forget to divide it by 2. So I'm going to type in my calculator. 5 times 9 times 7.79 divided by 2. And that's going to give me an answer of 175.275. So that means this side is going to be the same, 175.275. Find area of a rectangle, it's just length times width, so 9 times 10, which is 90. That means all of these are going to equal 90. Yeah. Now to find the surface area of it, we're going to add them all together. So I'm going to put 175.275 plus 175.275 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90. And that's going to give me an answer of 800.55 inches squared. So these do take a little bit more time, but the hardest part is not necessarily the math, I don't think. I think the hardest thing with these is just having to draw the pictures. So overall, it's not too bad. I'm actually going to skip down to the pyramid now so you guys can see how to do a pyramid. So a pyramid, let's break it apart. We do that by drawing each of our faces. So it looks like I have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sided shape. So we have a pentagon for a base. Now, the difference between a pyramid and a prism is if you look at it, a pyramid only has one of these bases, whereas a prism has 2 of them. So I only have to draw one of those pentagons for this shape. If I look at the sides, it looks like every single side of this pyramid is a triangle. So again, that's a little bit different compared to these types of shapes where they were rectangles. So I'm going to have to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 triangles. Oops, sorry. So draw my 5 triangles. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so let's start labeling dimensions of them. So side length is 4. Change it back to red. Side length is 4. My apothem is 2.75. For my triangles, the base of my triangles measures 4. The height measures 9. So all of these are going to be 4 by 9. So again, I think this is the hardest part. It's just having to label all of them because I think the math is pretty basic. For area of the pentagon, it's the number of sides, which looks like it's 5, times the side length, which is 4, times the apothem, which is 2.75, divided by 2. So I'm going to type that in my calculator. 5 times 4 times 2.75 divided by 2. And that's going to give me an answer of 27.5. For the triangles, it's base times height, 4 times 9, which is 36, divided by 2. Don't forget to divide by 2. So 36 divided by 2 is going to give me an answer of 18. So that means each one of these triangles is going to measure 18. Then we add them up. That's how we find surface area. So I'm going to do 27.5 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18 plus 18. There's 5 of them. And that's going to give me an answer, if I did my math right, of 117.5 yards squared. So there you go. If you have any questions, message teacher, go through Canvas or email. We'll hopefully see you back soon enough. See you later, guys.